After leaving Ambria, the Sith Lord spent the next 10 years on Ciutric IV, living in a beautiful mansion, continuing Zannah's training and their shadow war against the Jedi. But as time went on, Bane's relationship with Zannah began to change. Bane, having noticed the slow deterioration of his body due to age and the terrible strains he had placed on his physical form, was beginning to suspect that his apprentice lacked the courage and conviction of a true Sith, since she showed no interest in challenging him and perhaps was waiting for Bane to grow weaker with time to make her ascendancy easier, thereby violating the rule of two, which demanded a proper confrontation to ensure the most powerful Sith survived. And so he sent her on a mission to Doan to investigate the death of a Jedi, while he traveled to the planet Procket, where he found the temple of the ancient Sith Lord, Darth Andedu, also known as the immortal God King of Praketh. There, he killed a number of cultists bound in service to the spirit of Andedu, and took his holocron, hoping to unlock the secret of immortality. Although Bane attempted to study the holocron, Andedu refused to teach him the ritual of essence transfer, instead demanding patience and long-term study to unlock the secret. And so Bane used his force powers to invade the holocron with his consciousness, forcibly taking the information he needed. Bane now possessed the knowledge to transfer his consciousness into the body of another. However, this was a dangerous process, which required a battle of wills between the invading mind and the host. The weaker of the two would be expelled from the body, banished forever to the void, from where there was no return. When Bane arrived at his home on Ciutric, he was attacked by a number of mercenaries and an Itochi darkside assassin. Though Bane killed many, the powerful assassin was able to stab him with a poisoned blade, knocking him unconscious. When he awoke, he was a prisoner on the planet of Doan, where a local princess named Sarah ensured he was properly tortured and abused. Sarah was the daughter of the healer Caleb, who had been sent away to Doan, where she met a prince and fell in love. But upon hearing of the brutal death of her father, she set out for revenge, hiring the Itochi and imprisoning Bane so he might feel the pain and anguish he had caused in so many others. However, Bane refused to cower before her, embracing the pain and mocking her further. He also admitted it was not even he who killed her father, refusing to give her any closure at all. And while Sarah was enraged, unsure how to proceed, events soon spiraled out of her control. Lucia, a royal guard to the princess, her best friend and advisor, had also once served with Bane years earlier in the new Sith army, where the sergeant, then known as Dessel, had saved Lucia and the rest of her company a number of times. Believing she owed the man a life debt, she arranged for him to be freed, then confronting Bane and asking plainly that he spare the princess. Bane hesitated, remembering the woman from his past, perhaps unsure what he might do. However, that very moment is when Darth Zannah arrived, killing Lucia and attacking Darth Bane. Having learned that Bane sought immortality, a direct violation of the rule of two, she knew it was time to confront her master. And after her investigation of the Jedi murder on Doan, she discovered a dark Jedi named Set Hearth, taking him as an apprentice before tracking down Bane to challenge him and take the mantle as master of the Sith. And while Zannah had attacked Bane at a moment of weakness, when he lacked even a lightsaber to defend himself, he managed to fight her off long enough to collapse the roof of the building, allowing for his escape. As he prepared to leave the planet, Bane was approached by the Itochi assassin that had captured him, who now knelt before him, presenting his lightsaber, and, having sensed his power, asked that she be made his new apprentice. He accepted her, and she rose as Darth Cognis, apprentice to Darth Bane. But now, 3 Sith Lords existed in the galaxy, an unacceptable proposal to the founder of the Rule of Two, and so he headed for Ambria, sending a message to Zannah that she might meet him there to have their final confrontation. Set Hearth had betrayed Zannah and escaped Doan with the holocron of Darth Andedu, eager to begin his own private journey into immortality, and so Zannah came alone to Ambria, and there met her master. Both master and apprentice agreed that the powerful Darth Cognis would stay out of the fighting, pledged to serve whichever of the two emerged victorious. And so they fought, with Darth Bane quickly gaining the upper hand in lightsaber combat. Realizing that she could not defeat him in that way, Zannah called upon her Sith sorcery to break his mind, but Bane was ready and repelled the attack. Zannah's last attack called up dark side tendrils, which would destroy anything they touched. However, this effort required all of her concentration, leaving her vulnerable to direct attack. And so Bane maneuvered around the tendrils, raising his lightsaber high, about to strike down his apprentice, when a wild tendril suddenly cut off his arm, blinding him with pain and causing him to collapse, his body defeated. Yet with his final strength, Bane summoned his knowledge of essence transfer and unleashed his consciousness from his body, attacking Zannah's mind in a battle of wills. Bane's body was burnt to ashes in the ritual, and for a brief moment, Bane nearly took control of Zannah's body, only to be ultimately defeated, his consciousness pushed out of her mind, exiled into the void. When she rose, the former apprentice declared herself Darth Zannah, master of the Sith Order, and while a small portion of Bane's influence remained inside her, it would be Darth Zannah and Cognus that would continue Bane's legacy. For the next 1,000 years, the Sith Order was guided by the tenets of the Rule of Two, with many future Sith learning from the lessons of Darth Bane, embracing his philosophy, and using stealth and patience as their weapons of war. Eventually, Darth Sidious and his apprentice Darth Vader would realize Bane's dream, destroying the Order of the Jedi, collapsing the Republic government, and creating an empire ruled by the Sith. And while this dream would not last many years, with Sidious and his apprentice killed during the Battle of Endor in 4 ABY, the influence of Bane would continue, with future Sith Lords like Darth Krayt discovering his holocron. Learning from the legendary Sith Lord, Krayt would even be warned that his rule of one philosophy would lead to his ultimate downfall, with the image of Darth Bane insisting that the rule of two was the only true path for the Sith. A special thanks to all those who have contributed to CivilizationEx. You make these videos possible, and I am eternally grateful for your support. If you would like to help CivilizationEx and want a say in the future content of this channel, click on the Patreon link in the description box below, and pledge any amount you'd like on a monthly basis. Or if you would prefer to make a single donation, you can use the PayPal link, also in the description below. And please be sure to like and subscribe, and click on the links to see more.